Hey guys, Account Second here, and this is the schedule we'll be using for the NASCAR Pokemon Cup Series Season 4. And also, I will be showing you reserve drivers that I will explain later. But first, let's go through the schedule for Season 4. A lot of familiar races you know and love from the PCS, and we're adding a couple new ones here and there as well. So we've just closed the track sign-ups, sort of like that. So every track is sponsored. And now here we go. Of course, the season begins in Daytona for the 4th annual Daytona 500. Of course, as always. And then we go to Blue Ridge. We're moving Blue Ridge up to the second race of the season. It'll be called the ENRAGEMediaCorp Girls Panzer 400, presented by Crunchyroll. I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, I do apologize for that. Yeah. And, screw that message. Anyway, yeah, that's that's a host race there. And then we head to Coca-Cola. Once again, we're back at Coca-Cola for the Billy Bishop 400. Don't ask me why, but Billy Bishop did choose Coca-Cola to sponsor that, and well, yeah, that's how it's named. And then the Meadowlands is moved up. The Meadowlands will be called the Mason Rules 12s, Dunkin Donuts versus Krispey Kreme 500. An epic title for a race. Yeah, I love that title. And then it's Arizona. I apologize if you don't see it. I don't know how the font is like that. I'm not sure how that happened, but, well, nothing I could do about it. But it is Arizona for the Jacob Lawlor's In-N-Out Burger 500. This is Lawlor's host race. And then we had an M&Ms Super Speedway for Dillon Young's NRSL 500. NRSL runs the MLP Cup Series along with me. And then it's Zombie Spaceport. You've been wondering what those initials were as ZS. It's Zombie Spaceport. We're back here for the Sakskidz 500. And then it's Orange City. Orange City. We had a World Tour track at Orange City, and it got popular demand, so we're back at Orange City for the Yoshieler 500. Get it? 2 5s. And then it's the Gauntlet, moving up to the first 10 races. The Gauntlet for the McDonald's 500, presented by Joey Murphy. Murphy does not have a ride right now, but he does have a reserve driver role in the event that a ride opens up. I'll explain more about that later. And then it's the first Piggz Grand Slam race at Piggzport. We're bringing that back too. Then we head over to our World Tour, the 4th annual Pokemon Cup Series World Tour. And it's going to be a lot of familiar faces, a lot of familiar tracks as always, and new ones too. And then first, we head over to the controversial Circuit Gillies venue in Montreal for the Max Skinner's Air Canada 350. Max Skinner is sponsoring this race, even though he doesn't have a ride this season. He may have a reserve driver role. I'll have to think about that. And then it's the Turn of Death. And just to let you know, there were only 2 races left unsponsored when the sign-ups were closed. And 349 and Hawgabahn were both of them. Those were the 2 that were left unsponsored. After I closed them, I just came up with those 2 names. And then 349's race, it'll be the Turn of Death 500. And you know why I chose to name it the Turn of Death 500. You know why. We're back. Anyway, and then it's the return to Mosport. This season, we're only racing on the road course configuration of Mosport. We're not doing a Mosport weekend with the road course race first, and then the short track config later. We're only doing the road course configuration this season. It'll be the Mr. NASCAR JG24's Phillips 500. And then it's our second Piggz Grand Slam race at Piggz Stadium for the Piggz Grand Slam number 2, our second Piggz Grand Slam race. And then our Canadian stop ends at Ontario for Freddie Bedford's DC Shoes 500. I know maybe Ontario, California, Ontario, Canada, but it's Ontario, so it'll count. Anyway, and then we head over to Europe and Asia, except for the last one. Then we'll head over to Spain for 22 NASCAR Nuts Espana 200, the Road of Steel, remember that? And then it's the other race that was left unsponsored, but I named it up. The Hawgabahn race will be called the Account Second 222. Look at all those 2s. And then it's Twin Ring, and then we had our 2 races in Japan. One at Twin Ring Motegi for Collin McNaught's Harris Casino 500, and Tokyo for Ryan Multi 100's Amazing World of Tokyo 500. Remember, Tokyo in Season 2 had an intense finish? We hope to have the same here for Season 4. And then it's the last of the World Tour. It's not technically a international race. It's actually an American race in Illinois, in Thornton, but, well, it's an endurance race. The Eli Productions Racing Network 360, yeah, that's what it's called. It's kind of an endurance race because it's probably the longest track in NR 2003 history. A lap almost takes 4 or 5 minutes to complete, and I'm not sure how that will be, how I'll do that, but we'll do it. We're racing at Thornton. And if it goes well, I might have it host the 200th Pokemon Cup Series race next season. Maybe. We'll see. And then we head over to the next 10. We'll head over to Ricky Raceway, or New York Auto Ring if you prefer, for the TPIR Logo 2's I Choose You 500. And then it's to Hawaii and Maui for Michelle Semedi's Cheez-It 400. That's a new track for this season. And then it's McKinley back at the junkyard for Rohit V14's Arby's Craven Chicken 350. We're returning to the junkyard. That's right, folks. And then the two Piggz races, there'll be a Piggz double feature. First at Piggz Cliff, then at Piggz Creek for the last two Piggz Grand Slam races. And then we head over to the road course Portland, since I really liked how Portland raced in the MLP Cup Series, and why not add it as a PCS schedule? I might as well. And it'll be called the Racing for Jesus 500 presented by Time Card 100. And then we head over to Joe Gibbs International. Again, that was a long track, but popular demand brought into a PCS schedule for Logan Faulkner's NEF 500. And then I chose to bring back Road America. I used it in Season 1, and that wasn't a fun race to do because it's a road course. I will try as much as possible to make that race more enjoyable to watch. I will try the best I can, but we will try anyway. And it'll be called the LHP 14 Florida's Cinemasses 250, presented by YouTube. And then the last two races will be NASCAR, and the last two races of that span will be in NASCAR Sprint Cup tracks in Charlotte, or aka Lowe's Motor Speedway, for Ethan Hamill's Guitar Center 500. I decided to give Charlotte another shot. I know it wasn't that fun in the 100th race at Charlotte, but, well, I decided I got the revamped track version, and hopefully it'll be much better. And then it's Kentucky. It'll be at Kentucky. We'll be back in Kentucky again for 48 fan from Keys, Live for Christ 500. And, by the way, we'll be using 2013 Kentucky for that, the revamped Kentucky. And then it's one of the big events, the 4th annual Oreo Super Snack 500 in New Jersey. Oh man, I can't wait to do that race. Emma White is not in the series, not in Season 4, so we may have a new champion this year. How surprising! And then it's Indianapolis. And then the last races, except for Zenjoltis, are held in Sprint Cup tracks. We'll head over to Indy for Gordon Fan 291's Pringles Indy 500. And then it's Las Vegas for Alex Ragow's Roundabout 500. And then it's Pocono for Lowe's 548 fans Hometown Track 500. And then it's the Deadly Phoenix International Raceway for the first time since, I think, Season 1 or 2. It'll be Mike Mart's VMP's Rickyard 200. Get it? And then the last 5 races of the season will be Atlanta for Angel Navarro's Dr. Pepper 500 presented by Wendy's. At Texas for Kyle Beck's Samsung 500. Then to Auto Club Speedway in California for Daniel Day's Time Warner Cable 500. The next to last race before Zenjoltis, Talladega Super Speedway, the 319 Sid Sega 499. And then last but not least, the championship race at Zenjoltis. This time, all 42 drivers will compete for the first time ever in the championship race at Zenjoltis. Because we're now using a point system. We're using the NR 2003's old point system to determine the champion. And that's going to be fun to do. And now we explain the reserve driver roles. These are the drivers that made it to sign-ups, but their car was taken at the time they made it, and they were not able to sign up for another ride. Or they didn't bother to sign up for another ride, thinking that they would get that car before they were taken. So, yeah. These are the reserve driver roles. So far, Joey Murphy, Nick Brockman, Dom Capps, Scott Ferguson, Matthew Ziegler are in the reserve role. If you want to become a reserve driver, let me know. Comment below, PM me, whatever, however you want it. Just let me know somehow. In Pichu London on the channel. Don't send a message to try not to send a message to TA2. Send a message to Pichu London if you want to be a reserve driver. Only if you don't have a ride in the Pokemon Cup Series this season may you sign up for a reserve driver role. If you do, well, no, yeah. So this only applies to the the users that don't have rides in the Pokemon Cup Series this season. You can sign up for one reserve role, and well, there's no limit until the season's over, basically. And for the rest of you guys, if you're watching this right now, you have to follow this rule. You must comment on 5 of 10 races. I know it's half of the 10 race span, but we got an overwhelming response. A lot of users wanted to sign up, and I wanted to give other users a chance at least to be in the series. So that's why the comment rule is strict this year. 5 of 10 races. For those who have reserve role, who had a reserve ride before, who didn't sign up for that reserve ride, who had gotten it for whatever reason, they're exempt from the comment rule. But for the rest of the field who signed up for the ride, you must follow the comment rule. 5 of 10 races. If you can't follow the comment rule, just let me know the reason why you can't follow it. Let me know beforehand. However, as a comment below the race or as a PM, let me know if you can't comment on my races. I might exempt you if you have a legitimate reason why you can't comment. And if you wanted to leave the series because you have, too many series to follow, you have other commitments and stuff, let me know. Let me know so I can give that ride to someone else. Just either way, let me know beforehand if you can't follow the comment rule, or if you want to drop out, or if you can't follow comment rule for whatever reason. I might exempt you if you have a legitimate reason. And if you wanted a release, you want to be released from your ride for whatever reason, let me know too, and I will give another reserve driver, one of them, the spot. So let me know. But if you can't follow it, you must comment on 5 of 10 races. I will try the best I can to send every user the PM of the race and be sure they comment on the race. I will try the best I can. And you know the drill. If you're watching this, you must comment on 5 of 10 races. Half of 10 race span. I know it's a little too much, but if you thought it's too much and you can't follow it for whatever reason, let me know. So that's the schedule. Good luck to all drivers. The season will be starting up in a week or two maybe when I get everything prepared. But well, good luck to everybody in the series. This is the Account Second here, and I'll see you later.